In this video, we're looking at the IOChild Interpreter, a wonderful program. As you can see, I already have my IO Interpreter open. The library window is open. I suggest always leaving that open when you quit the program. You'll use it whenever you're using the program, and it's a good way to know that the program is actually open. I have my last chart file open that I was using. We'll leave that open for the moment as we begin to look at the program. First thing is, where is it? Go up to the top, under Birth, you'll see Child. Before I open the setup window, I want to go over the several ways that you have to get information into that setup window quite easily. Now, I've selected John Lennon from the musicians list. I just clicked on him once to highlight it. I go back up to Birth, select Child, and as you see in the Child setup window, John Lennon's natal chart is already there. Now, if I wanted to take someone and do a chart or a report for someone else, I can simply grab their name, hold down, pull it over to the window, and let go. There's Annie Lennox. And go back up, pick someone else, Tom Jones. Click down and hold, drag and drop. Now, if you do not have a natal chart saved for the individual for whom you want to create the IOChild report, you have to create one. It's quite easy. Go up to File, select New Chart, or as you see on the right here is a keyboard Command N, which will produce the same thing. Now, here's a chart data card. In the chart data card, we'll select chart type. We want a natal chart. This will also let you do an event chart or a sunrise chart. A sunrise chart is generally used when you don't have a birth time. The zodiac, tropical is the default, but you can do sidereal as well. My default for house systems is Placidus, but you can select from any of the listed house systems here, and you can change the default to the one that you prefer in your preferences settings, which is a subject of another video. Now, we need to enter the information for the individual. Let's create a name, Eddie Test. I'm using the tab button on my keyboard to move from field to field, not just for the sequential logic of it, but as I'll show you, it will do work for you. June, or I can enter the month by going 06 space the date 23 space 2016. You need to enter all 4 digits for the year so that the program knows what century we're talking about. Hit the tab button and it formats it for us. Now, if your computer is set to use Euro dating, you can enter in that format as well, and the program will accept it and the program will display accordingly. The time, hour, 11, space, 08 minutes, and just AM or PM. You do not enter the time zone, the program will do that correctly for you. Now we tab, and you see it formatted the time for me. The city, let's put him in London. And that is not a state in the United States, of course, so we'll enter the country, England. And we've told the program what type of chart we're going to create, who we're creating it for, and the date, the time, and the location. So click the Atlas button. Now, if there were only one obvious location, it would be entered automatically into the data card. In this case, there are 2 possibilities. It's highlighted the most obvious, and that's the one we want. If I wanted the other, I'd click on it to highlight it. But I'm going back to London, Insert, and you see that the program automatically entered the universal date and time, longitude and latitude, and the correct time zone for the date and the location. Now, if I want to save this, I need to save it into the chart file where I want it. So I would close this one. I would open customer charts. See, no one in there right now. Go back, click on the card, and save. You see that the name appears here and the thumbnail of the chart data. Now, next step is how do we get it into the child setup window? Well, let's go back over this. There are a couple ways. We can close that. Highlight Test Eddie. That's last name first, of course, first name last, which you can reverse that if you want to in your system or in your program preferences. Go back up to Birth, select Child, and you see that Eddie Test is here. Okay, now if we didn't have Eddie saved, and to do that, let's open up Artist again and just pull Ansel Adams in here. Again, the drag and drop. Let's close it. This is good for our example. we can go to his data card, Eddie's data card that is. Put your cursor in an area where there's no text or nothing, no graphic, and you'll see that your cursor becomes a hand with a blue sheet behind it. Click down and hold, drag, drop it into the setup window, and there we have Eddie. So next steps, this program actually uses the child's name. It'll grab it from the data card, a nickname. You can enter the nickname here if you want, just highlight it, type over it. You select boy or girl, and you simply click interpretation. Voila, that's it. Now, we don't include a chart wheel on this because some astrologers prefer not to send that with the report. So it's a second option. Now just click on the interpretation again. Go up to designs at the top of your screen here. Under designs, go to cover pages. Select child cover page. And there we have it. Now let's look at this. This opened up as a black and white chart. Look at the 5 buttons at the top. It's in both cases, on the report and on the chart. Each of these is preset. Colors, background colors, colors of the wheel, in this case, colors of the text, the glyphs, and you can choose whichever one you want. These can also be modified. You can modify any of them. You'd modify the text through your IO interpreter or IO edition preferences, and by design. There's another video that will show you how to do exactly that. In the interpretation, we also have 5 buttons. Each one is a preset format, has different colors, different background colors, different font colors. It can have different margin settings, and each one you can modify. And I'll show you that in just a moment. Alright, so enter format. Click the button that you want to modify. Click the format button. Within the format button, you can select the font that you want for the headers throughout the report from your entire list of fonts. You can select the size that you want. You can select the color of the font. Okay, and this is true with all the colors here. You have several different ways that you can define a color. Okay, you can select the body font, again from all your fonts, and the glyph font. IO Wizardry comes by default with your programs, and you can select from any of the IO Wizardry fonts. Experiment with it. This is very easy. You're not locked into anything ever. It's very easy to change it. If you've purchased the Pendragon fonts, you also have the Dragon fonts to choose from. Select those that you like. Again, you can select the colors. Background. This is white, obviously. I strongly recommend that if you're going to print a report, you do not use a colored background and you use little color within it, because you'll eat up printer cartridges rapidly. If, however, you're going to send it to someone as a PDF file, or you're going to save a chart as a JPEG, then use all the color you want. Now, you can set margins on this as well. You can set them in inches, centimeters, or points. And again, the odd pages, top, bottom, left, right. Even pages, top, bottom, left, right. Cover page. If you click these things, they will include them in the design of the report. Cover page, which I have on here. The zodiac will appear on it, and the prepared by, which you see is ours, but this would be your information if you choose to have it on here. And you simply click OK. So it's fun to play with. You can really come up with some interesting layouts and have fun with it. Now, if we're going to save a chart, generally, or a report, you'll generally save them as PDF files. The reason for that is that they can be read on any system, pretty much by any device. So you click on the page that you want to save, go to File, select Print, or hit Command P. The print dialog window opens up. At the bottom, you see PDF. If you have a POP account, and the way to find that out is just try it. You can mail directly from the account, but most people will save as a PDF and attach it to their email. So you select Save as PDF. The default name is there, but you can enter Eddie's natal chart. Call it whatever you want. and decide where you're going to put it. Often we'll put things on the desktop because it's easy to grab them and attach them to an email. You can create a folder in your documents called reports. You can create them for your family, whatever you want to do. That's your choice. Here we'll leave it on the desktop. So I click save, and there's the chart wheel in PDF format. The report. Now if I'm emailing this to someone, I would just save it as a PDF and doing the same thing. I would go click on it, go to File, select Print, or hit Command P, save as PDF, child interpretation for EddyTest. That's just fine with me. You can again change the name if you choose to, and save it to the desktop. Now it's easy to grab and attach to your email. Now if I wanted to edit the individual report, you have two options in the program. You can edit the individual reports, personalize them further, whatever you'd like to do with them, add graphics, whatever you'd like to do within your own word processing or graphics program. To do that, you would save it, go up to File, select Save, or hit Command S on your keyboard. And formats. RTF is a great format. It will retain the formatting, meaning the paragraph styles of the headers and all of that. Text, we'll just break it all down into text. You generally don't want to use that. HTML text, if you're putting it on the web, you can save it as HTML. But if you're wanting to save the formatting and just edit the text in your own word processing program, you can also save it as Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word or rich text will save. Again, both will save using retaining the formatting, and open in just about any word processing program, including Pages, so you can use the one that you prefer. So we have it here, RTF, and save, and you can see that it's RTF, so I can open that with my Pages program or whatever text program I used. And this is TextEdit, and you see still it's maintained the formatting. So I closed, quit TextEdit. Now, one other thing in the setup window. Let's close these and get them out of the way. In the setup window, you may have noticed the editable button. What the editable button does is, if you click it, it will create what's called an AstroText folder in your Documents file, IO Files folder. That would allow you to go in and actually edit the text databases, the text within the databases used to generate the report, which means that when you click the button, then it would use that text, which would be your text. Some people actually create several different styles of AstroText folders. Some may have more information about astrology, some may have less. There are a lot of reasons why people would do that. Generally, you have one using your text. That's your choice. So the program is very flexible. The reports are absolutely wonderful. Parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, anyone responsible for rearing a child, it gives them just wonderful information. So I hope you enjoyed the program. If you have any questions, never hesitate to contact us. Thank you.